Hello HDpiano, this is Joe, with probably the most famous of all the pieces that I've played so far, certainly the most famous from the non-classical side. This is the Maple Leaf Rag by Joplin. Now this is such a complicated piece of music in many ways. The videos aren't going to be huge segments of it because the actual segments themselves are so detailed. So this is the first part of section A, and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's all you're getting for now, I'm afraid, because it's just too complicated to teach. I just got about halfway through the first video and I was at about 15 minutes. So I thought, no, I've got to shorten these. Anyway, this is middle C. This piece is majority of the time in the key of A flat major, which means we're dealing with B's, E's, G's and D flats. It does later on go into D flat major, which I'll tell you about when we get there, but for now, A flat major. Quick question for you all. This piece, something to do with sales, this piece was the first ever piece to do this. The first ever track to reach this. I'm pretty much giving it away by the words that I'm using. But it's the first ever track to have done something that no other track had ever done. There you go, that's slightly less obvious. Answers in the comments. Anyway, so this style of music, this ragtime, it's all about the left hand. As in, if you are a master in the left hand, you are probably going to be a master of ragtime. At my local pub, there's a guy who plays ragtime on a Sunday. I haven't been there for about a year, so he might not anymore. But his left hand is phenomenal. And I've spoken to him, and he's just like, yeah, basically I just trained my left hand for about 15 years. And now he can play ragtime like anything. And that's what you've got to do. So, first of all, we're playing in A flat, and we're going from A flat major, which is this bar here, and then a chromatic note leading us to the 5th note of E flat major. And we're playing a 7th there. Get used to 7ths, they show up a lot. That's the 7th that has a major chord in it, but it's actually the minor 7th. The blue 7th, okay? Dominant 7th, it's really known as. Okay, so well, let's go slowly through that. So we start on beat 2 and, there's only 2 beats in the bar. Start on beat 2 and like this. 2, 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and. So starting on the 5th degree of A flat, which is not surprising because that is a good way of jumping into a particular key. Okay, play the 5th chord to the 1st chord, or just the 5th note to the 1st note, like that. Okay, so and 1, and 2, and again, and 1, and 2, again, and 1. And of course we're going to A flat 2nd position here, and then this chromatic note. These chromatic notes you'll notice the whole way through. Obviously a style thing. Last time, see at the proper speed. 1, 2. Okay. Now the next bar, we're going to chord 5 in A flat. Chord 5 in A flat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's E flat major, and we're playing a 7th of E flat here. We go from our chord 1 A flat bar, and then chromatically to the 5th degree of E flat major, and then E flat 7 like that, in its root position but without the B flat. And that's the cycle, and we finish on the 1st note of E flat there, which happens to also be the 5th note of A flat, which sends us neatly back to A flat. So E flat, A flat bar, chromatically linking to the E flat 5th degree to E flat 7. 5th degree of A flat takes us neatly back to A flat again. Chromatically up to the 5th degree of E flat 7. 5th degree of A flat finishing on takes us neatly back to A flat. Now the reason I'm telling you all this is because this sort of thing happens the whole way through this piece. These linking notes. And it's very useful if you're going to play this at top whack to have that stuff in your mind, okay? Because it will help you get there. The structure of this, as in the harmonic structure, is not complex. The the ridiculously fast and stride-like left hand is extremely complex, and the right hand is also quite complex. Not as much as the left hand though. But this is why we're going to speak in this way throughout this piece. So, I think we've done enough of that now. Let's introduce the left hand. Now, the left hand's playing a melody on 16ths. 1, E, and 2, E and 3, I'm counting all wrong, I'll start again. 1, E, and E, 2, E, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and. Now what we're doing, playing the notes of A flat major chord in its second position, like that. And why are we dropping to G at the end? Because we're about to go to E flat, and that is the third degree of E flat. So all in A flat, and then ready for E flat, all in E flat. And that's just like root position E flat. So second position A flat major, to root position E flat major. I'm just going to go round in a loop. Oh. Okay, last time coming up, let's do it at the proper speed. And then, just do it again. But this time, you don't play anything, and we didn't play anything before. Now, you actually on the last beat, so for 2 E and you play an E flat, which sets you up for this. Now, so let's just go those final two. Let's play it again from the start. So A flat for 1, then E flat for 1, then A flat again for 1, then E flat for 1, like this. A flat, E flat, A flat, A flat, and then this bit here, which is basically completely out of key. You're just going up to F flat major, otherwise known as E major, if it helps, down to E flat major again. So this is like the 5th degree, but sharpened, making it slightly out of key. Then back to the 5th degree, not sharpened, so it's back in key. And we do it like this. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 and 1 2 1 and 2 and. I keep slipping into 4/4 for some reason. I must have been listening to some banging house music in my dreams or something. There you go, mention the word banging if that's what you want. Can't help myself, clearly. Anyway, so that's what we do. E major on beat 1, and then 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and then you do it again, but you just stop there, like that. Again, like that. Let's just do that repeating pattern a few times. Again. I love how when I teach these songs, they start to sound completely different when you do it like this. I've now got like some hip hop beat in my head. It sounds like some really dark hip hop, which it's really not. Okay, that's enough. And then you do this, which as a child, this was one of my favourite passages of music to play. It's showy when you're a kid. It really is. So what are we doing there? It's more of this E major business. So sorry, the be theoretically correct, this F flat business. That's going from the 3rd degree of F flat, and then like that in the right hand. And the reason there's a little pause each time is because you put another A flat in there. So A flat, up like that, A flat, up like that, A flat, up like that, A flat, up like that. This is a really good technique for making yourself sound really good. And also just those flourishes, which are really cool to have at the ends of phrases, or even during phrases, whatever you want. But that's how you do it. So E flat, up, E flat, up, E flat, up, E flat, up. And that's done over 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Still stuck in 4/4 for some reason. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like that. Again. And I always pedal that out of habit, but you probably shouldn't. It's just... And it's piano at that point as well, so you've played the whole piece loud. I mean, this doesn't really have much in the way of dynamic contrast, this music. But this bit is piano, so make this quiet. And then on my sheet, there's a crescendo after this, which is in the next video. So it might be nice to put the crescendo in here. It suits a crescendo so beautifully. Anyway, everyone, that's the first half. You can see why I split it into 2, because otherwise this video would go on for about another at least 15-20 minutes, because the next bit's even more detailed. So let's hear it again, uninterrupted. Here we are. Okay, well, I've just played the whole thing out of force of habit, but that's the next video, so you just get an extra bonus performance of that there. This has been Joe, HDpiano. This is such a cool piece of music to be showing you. I'm really pleased to be bringing this out to the HDpiano crowd and hopefully others. If you want to sign up, head on over to the website, get the other parts. There's plenty more stuff on there as well. And YouTube users, like, subscribe, drop us a comment, answer that question. This has been Joe, HDpiano. Thanks, everyone.